What's up, everybody?
What's up?
Podcast time.
It is indeed.
What it was, what it is,
What it do?
what it do.
Word.
Jamie, Simeon, Olivia, little Caleb and Gabe back there.
Yo.
Gabe, did you hear Gabe's story? Did y'all hear about this from podcast?
No.
Previous stories? Gabe, I'm telling this on every podcast ever because summer's about to end, so he's about to go back to school, so I feel like I need to get this out while he's here. Gabe told podcast a couple weeks ago that his dad does all the laundry in the house. His mom does nothing.
Oh,
Savage.
That's not
And his mom was like, do what?
good.
So, but he said what happens is his dad picks it up and then magically brings it back already folded. So he just assumed that his dad did it. Not true, though.
Not true.
Mom does it.
I hate doing laundry.
You do laundry?
We share laundry.
Share.
I put laundry in and we'll like shift
Hold on,
it
let's
to the
do
dryer.
let's do this. Let's do
You
this.
forget
Let's do
about
this.
But I forget about it a lot.
So I have to read.
And I hate folding.
Don't you
No.
hate that when it sits in the
Yeah.
washing machine for a
We
couple
both do
days and
that.
you're like, ah,
We
Gotta go
both
get
do
the
that.
vinegar because
that
it's
smell
like-
is
it's the
stank.
worst.
Ugh,
Yeah.
nasty.
Yeah.
So you start the laundry, you finish laundry, fold it, and put it away.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I do.
She does a lot more of the finish work.
He leaves it in the basket and then everything's
Yes.
Wrinkled, right?
Yeah, I can't stand that. It drives me nuts.
You iron your clothes afterwards?
No, I should though.
You just shake it
No.
out?
Yeah.
Just shake the wrinkles out?
No, I just
Or you
throw it
just
on.
throw it on?
No, they're there.
Still be wrinkled.
You iron anything?
Dress clothes.
Like Sunday morning, you iron that stuff?
Depends. I try to like make sure that stuff kind of stays nice and fresh.
So you'll pull it out of the basket and fold it because you know it's.
Yeah, a lot of that stuff's hung up all the time, so
Gotcha.
I don't really have to worry about it too much.
What does Sunday morning routine look like for you? Because you get here
6.
6.
Yeah.
What's Sunday morning routine? Prior to getting here, what does Sunday morning routine look like?
Yeah, most weeks it's like 4:30 wake up time and then shower, just kind of try to take my time getting ready, and I try to do like vocal warm-ups but not like loud. Yeah, not
thing,
those,
that horse
just-
thing.
Yeah, just like light.
So you're
ones.
trying to sleep and he's in their bathroom going.
I don't wake up.
She don't wake up.
You're a hard
sleep.
sleeper?
Oh yeah, I could sleep through a tornado. The
Really?
house would be like.
We
whisper
have
box
we
flying
also
away.
have like a fan, like a white noise fan that
Mhm.
goes on, and so that with the shower and everything, like she can't hear.
The dog is the only thing that wakes me up.
You take the dog out that morning?
In
the morning?
No, most of the time
Leave him
he's
sleeping?
like he literally
Sleeps in the bed with y'all?
Yeah,
Yeah.
he'll sleep.
Bo. Old Bo.
Oh, Bo,
What's it? English bulldog? What is it?
boxer. Yeah.
Boxer. Yeah.
He's the
Mhm.
best dog.
Well, he can't be because my dog is the best dog
Does your dog bark?
when I tell it to.
Ours does not bark.
He only barks like at the front door if
It's like a
somebody comes to the
scruff.
front door.
So Sunday morning for me, I get all of my clothes and everything ready the night before and put it in the bathroom. When my alarm goes off, I sneak into the bathroom trying not to wake Maddie up, and I
Yeah.
get ready, get everything done, finished, and I set my coffee up the night before to brew on like schedule, so like it starts at 4 a.m. brewing, so that way by the time I'm done out, I'm walking. I use my watch flashlight on my watch to walk out, and Millie sleeps with us. She knows, okay, if I jump down here, he's gonna take me out, but if I don't, so it just depends every
Yeah.
Sunday morning. If she's got to pee, she'll jump down and I'll take her out.
Yeah,
If
if
not,
I was like by the door waiting and he like jumps out the door when I open it, I'll take him out. But most of the time I don't have to.
Mm.
and what's Sunday morning routine for you?
I just wake up.
Just wake up and go.
Yep. Just get ready. Do my hair.
Like you have no Sunday morning routine. It's just like every other day.
Well, I do social media, so I get online and see if anybody's posted anything, or sometimes we'll post before I get to church because we got to get posts out there before church starts. So get with my team. I'll text my team kind of on the way and just make sure everybody is gonna be there And again, because you have to like double check, triple check with everybody. And I have to take care of the dog. You have to like wake him up on Sunday mornings. It's really
The
weird.
dog.
He's like a child.
So Sunday morning, sometimes you walk in with an energy drink.
Yeah, that's usually it's either I have one at the house that I bring with me, or I'll stop at the gas station
I
on the
always
way.
have one.
So that's what you Sunday morning go to is an energy drink.
Yeah,
No coffee
I
or
haven't
anything
done
like
coffee since COVID. COVID kind of ruined coffee for me.
that. Because I remember that
He
like
doesn't
Yeah.
drink it
you couldn't
now.
taste like the taste. It tasted
tasted
bad because
bad,
of the way
yeah.
you know how COVID used to mess up your taste and smells. For Sim, it tasted like really bad, right?
Yeah, because I used to drink black coffee.
Yeah.
Like straight up black coffee. Like not all the time, but that's how I preferred it. And after that, I couldn't. I had to have like cream and sugar, and I don't know. It's not the same.
not the
I'd
same.
rather drink an energy drink than drink coffee like that.
Yeah.
It's weird.
Remember, remember that one day you had like 3 bangs, and I was like,
That
Sim,
was-
you're gonna die.
That was legit one of the worst decisions
I
I've
don't
made.
think it is anymore.
That was so bad.
Not
I was like,
Another-
I love you, buddy, but enough's enough.
I could drink 3 monsters because they're only 150 milligrams of caffeine.
What was Bang? Bang was like
300.
300. Yeah.
Yeah, it's bad.
380.
What's a Red Bull?
I drink sugar-free Red Bull.
Yeah, because Red Bull doesn't feel like it affects
No,
me.
the little ones, like the 8.4
yeah.
ounces or whatever, they're 80 milligrams of caffeine. The 12 ones are like 120. So, yeah.
I don't finish mine ever, so
Yeah, she never finishes a
it's like a
drink.
thing. I can't finish a drink. It's the weirdest thing.
Like,
Hmm.
there's
Like I
legit
can't
will be a
finish anything.
cans, whatever she's drinking, it will
Like
be.
this will be like here.
Then you're done.
And I-
Because it's your backwash left in it, right?
Well, actually, it is more like here. I feel like
It's
like half.
half full.
Like he started making me buy like the little mini ones. Remember the
Mhm.
Alani? They're like tiny.
Yeah, they're
He's like,
perfect for her.
you're done. Like you gotta have minis because
Because you're wasting too much.
yeah.
She'll drink that much of an
But I don't
energy
like it
drink.
when it
and
gets
it's like,
hot.
bro, that was $4.
What time do you stop drinking energy drinks?
There's no time for me to stop it. Caffeine doesn't like keep me awake. Like,
What- Like, so let's say, because y'all do drink energy drinks
I
late.
think 7 would be my cutoff, unless it's
I am-
Saturday night.
I mean, I'm not at this place in life now, but there's been a time in my life that I've cracked open a Bang energy drink and gotten in bed.
Yeah.
Like, that stuff doesn't bother
I
me at
can do
all.
that.
Wow.
I feel like I'd be wasting it at that point.
Probably terrible
I'm
decision.
gonna tell you this. I'm gonna tell you a true story. I was at General Assembly a couple weeks ago. You were with me,
Yeah.
and y'all left Friday, or y'all left Friday, and we left Saturday. So Friday
Yeah.
we still had another session. So we were there, and it was like get out of session, went home, changed, went to dinner, back to church that night. So there was like a quick turnaround. During that quick turnaround in the hotel room, there was an energy drink left, and so I cracked it open, and drank it. This is 5 o'clock in the afternoon. The next morning, we had to be up at 4 to catch our Uber to get to the airport on time. 5 o'clock in the afternoon. I kid you not. I saw 2 o'clock in the morning on the clock, still going. Please just go to bed. Why did I drink an energy drink at 5 p.m.?
Yeah.
It's wild, ain't it?
Oh, I wish it had taken me like that.
I don't. It depends. I can sleep anywhere. I can fall. I could literally just lay back, get comfortable, and fall asleep right here.
Yeah.
But at night, for some reason, my mind just starts going, and I'll see 1, 2 o'clock in the morning often. Just from that, my mind's just. But during the day, I can like just take like I'll go home.
Like you're wondering who U.S. men's national team next coach is going to be.
Yeah.
Like just sitting there thinking, man,
Yeah. Like
it could
constant.
only be this guy.
Yeah. Jurgen
And-
Klopp said no.
Said no, man.
Sucks.
Now they say Argentina's coach is interested in.
Also, the guy from England.
Yeah,
England's
I
team.
don't want him.
No, he's Greg.
Southgate? Is that his
Yeah,
name,
Southgate. He's Greg 2.0 there.
Yeah, I'm not a huge fan. Yeah.
Nah, give me like a legit somebody from France, somebody from like give me Zinedine Zidane or he'd want way too
I
much.
just
money.
want somebody who has a actual I'm going to say theology, not the right word, an actual theology of what their system is.
Yeah.
This is coaching philosophy. This is it. This is what I want to do.
This is what
Do it
good
my
football
way.
looks like.
And I'm
Yeah.
looking for a left back that can play this way.
Yeah. 100%.
Please.
Yep.
We haven't had that in a while.
Ever. American football's never seen that before.
Lord help us. So y'all are a year serving together in ministry on staff. Not quite.
Since December.
8 months.
8 months.
Wow, that's crazy.
8 months.
That flew by.
Yeah, it has flown by.
8 months. 8 months serving together, and you both are unique as people,
Mhm.
and you have some
His face when he just said that.
unique is
It's a politically
good
correct
at
way to say it.
The way he said that.
you both are unique, and no, like so I had this conversation with Maddie. I'm gonna do kind of like a little 4-week series talking
Yeah.
about some concepts of I want this to kind of be marriage driven, family driven, so that everybody that's watching this understands that it's not just about serving in ministry together. It's about the effect this has on life and what
Yeah.
this does to your life. So do you find so your office is 30 feet from each other.
Mhm.
Do you find yourself during the day just stopping in and saying, "Hey, I love you,"
Yeah.
little kiss,
100%.
little just encouragement through the day?
Yeah,
Yeah.
absolutely.
Yeah, Maddie and I as well. And Maddie and I were, if you didn't watch the podcast last week, Maddie and I were on it last week talking through some of these same sort of concepts. So go back and watch that because I'm gonna reference some of that stuff. In ministry, in the life in which we live, let's say Monday night prayer, let's say Wednesday night, worship practices or whatever it may be.
Yeah.
Life in ministry is very challenging, and then it's challenging in and of itself. But then to bring that to the house with you all the time, do you find ministry or your job in ministry, do you find that how do you balance life in your job, your ministry, and your house? How do you balance whenever you're at the house, making sure that you're not neglecting each other, but you're balancing, understanding your role in ministry and life?
You wanna go first?
I think it has a lot to do with boundaries and just um I'm used to being on my phone all the time with ministry because social media is like a full-time thing. But I think I've learned along the way to, you know, sign out of the church stuff and focus like almost like how you take your hats on and off.
Mhm.
It's kind of like how I get when I get home. I'm like, okay, this is like home mode.
Mhm.
Um, Play with the dog, hang out, catch up on house stuff, and like literally separating it, I think is how we kind of balance it, or I do, anyways.
But you,
Yeah. We try to communicate about it. We talk about stuff, and you got to be open to when, your person is there and needing something from you, and you're like lost in this world of ministry that, can be, it can be hard to take that hat off and go home and, and separate the two, because ministry is life. It's a huge part of our life, but at the same time, it's like there has to be a home life that's a healthy boundary place that you can come and, you know, reset, rejuvenate,
Yeah.
um, be able to lay down that day and be comforted and loved on by your person, and be able to have the energy for the next day.
one of the things
Yeah.
Maddie said is when we get home, this is funny.
Yeah.
She said when we get home, she said, maybe it wasn't in this part, but one of the sections she talked about when we get home, she said, I don't want to talk about ministry. She said, it's what we do. I don't want to talk about it when we get home. So then the next night or whatever, last night we were riding down the road, and she was talking about ministry, and I looked at her and I was like, I don't want to talk about this.
Yeah.
And she kind of smiled, and I was like, you don't want to talk about this? I don't want to talk about it. Let's
Yeah.
change the subject. But you have to be conscious in that. And you talked about dog and chores, and we just finished a series called Balance. Dog and chores, no kids yet, but dog and housework and extracurricular things like I want to go to the beach or I want to go play golf,
Softball
all
or
of those
golf, yeah.
softball, right? All of those sorts of things. Do you find yourself, because you work with each other, finding it easier to neglect each other?
Yes and no. I'll say yes and no. I think yes, because for me, like one of my love languages is quality time. One of her big ones is quality time, but our quality time with each other looks completely different, like how that's fulfilled. And so us just being around each other is totally like significant enough for me. Like the fact that we are going to work together and
'Cause y'all ride together every day.
yeah,
Most every day.
every day.
Yeah, I like being a passenger princess.
Yeah. But like that kind of stuff, it means something to me. But to her, like she wants to be there in conversation together,
Mhm.
and that that's just a whole different level of it.
Yeah.
And so for me, like as long as we're together, like I'm getting that
This quality time.
this
Yeah.
quality time. But for her, it's just not the same. So I feel.
What's quality time for you? Like you got to do a project together, you got to be watching a movie together, or you got to actually be having conversation. What does it look like?
Yeah, I feel like I'm fulfilled when like he does things for me, like
Does she
acts of
need to get in the mic
service.
more? Keep your headphones on.
So I feel like I'm fulfilled when he does things for me, like
Acts of service type
bringing
Acts
me
of service.
Yeah.
things
Gotcha.
or
doing the
um,
dishes without
yeah.
her asking me to, or stuff like that. You
Yeah.
know.
When Maddie and I talked through this, one of the things I feel like is the familiarity of always being around each other makes those special moments less special.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness, this person's home from work. It's so good to see you. I missed you. Hug, kiss, whatever. It makes those moments less impactful because you don't have those moments because
Yeah.
you're always with each other. So then if you're not careful, you start neglecting the moments that you share together that should be special because you're just so familiar that we're always here. They're always
Yeah.
right there down the hall.
I try to, especially within myself, and we talk about it every once in a while. Like, I can't believe that we get to do this still. Every day. It's.
Yeah.
I try not to let it become like normal because it's not normal.
Yeah.
That we have this opportunity to be together every day and to do life, even at work together.
Yeah.
And like before she worked at the church, I felt like I had to protect her a lot. From
Mhm.
stuff, from the ministry side that can be difficult, especially people and circumstances and stuff. And now that she's here and she's your assistant and she almost probably knows more about stuff going on than I do half the time, that what I have to protect against now is when we go home that stuff doesn't follow us home.
Yeah. For sure.
Because, and a big one for me, and this is something that I was thinking about before the podcast when we found out we were going to do it, was just the balance between allowing myself to be her sounding board and to take that stuff and to help bear burdens and help her. She doesn't want me to fix everything, but sometimes I just need to listen.
Mhm.
But then there's other times to where this is just okay, we just need to cut this off. This is like work stuff that we
Unhealthy,
need to like stop,
Yeah.
and myself included, like the same way. Like this is a work situation that we don't need to talk about now. Like
Yeah,
work's over.
let's dive down this
Yeah.
path. Like how do you balance bringing home conflict? How do you balance the health of I'm upset because I'm upset because Pastor Jamie did this and I need to get this aggravation off my chest versus this is unhealthy because it's actually changing the other's perspective of said person.
Yeah, 100%. I it used to be a way bigger problem because I never wanted her I didn't want her to feel slighted towards anyone in the office. If there was like a disagreement or
Right.
words or whatever, a situation that was difficult or whatever it may be, I never wanted her to experience that. I didn't want her to have to deal with it at all. But now that she's here, there's it's a fine line,
Mhm.
between having healthy conversation that can lead to maybe healing
Helping,
or
right.
yeah,
Yeah.
helping
Yeah.
or just complaining to
Right.
complain,
Right.
And like I I ask her a lot because there's times where she wants my help and then there's times to where she doesn't at all,
Yeah.
And I try to ask, I'm like, do you need like is this a moment where you want me to help or am I just listening,
Yeah.
And then from there like there's times where I'm like, okay, this is enough. Like, we
I
don't
feel
have to
like
talk
I
about it
have to
anymore.
be intentional though on like it can't always be him protecting like us. I
Yeah.
feel like it also has to be me intentionally just chilling out. Like, okay, this isn't a big deal. Like he doesn't even need to be involved in this. Like it's just
Doesn't
not a
sound
big
like a
deal.
strong suit of yours, Olivia.
But you know, I don't know. I feel like I've gotten better at
You
it
have.
though.
Yeah,
It's mostly
100%.
like ministry in general can be like I didn't grow up in ministry. This is the first time working in ministry. And when you get to kind of see the behind the scenes of how people can be in ministry, like up and down, and it's just difficult sometimes. And I think sometimes I'm going to him for more of advice. So he has to kind of be like, okay, are
Yeah.
you looking for like my help here? Or am I just like being a sounding board here?
Right. Like this person is constantly calling out. It's frustrating.
Yeah.
I'm venting to you about this
Yeah.
person calling out, or this person is calling out and I'm frustrated. Help me figure out how to do this because obviously, we
Yeah.
always say everything rises and falls on leadership.
Yeah.
So obviously, I'm not doing something right. So
Yeah.
help me get better here. in
Exactly.
this-
And like,
in this
what do I
scenario.
say that's because I can be kind of sharp. So
We
I'm
both got
like,
that on us.
how
Y'all about to say,
can I
listen, y'all are both
be-
special people.
Yeah.
how can I be gentle in this situation? 'Cause-
Y'all know y'all are sharp. You know, we've
know
had
I'm
this
sharp.
conversation.
Yes.
You know you're sharp. When
100%.
you are, you know it.
100%.
And sometimes we'll come back and say, my bad.
Yeah, I have gotten used to apologizing often and apologizing in front of situations.
Yep.
This is so random, but
Yep.
it's very true. Sacred season, 24-hour fast period fell on a Wednesday that we had practice.
Mhm.
I just went ahead and warned everybody the week before.
Yeah.
I was like, next week. And I know like biblically you're really not even supposed to talk about fasting, but I felt like it was warranted to warn everyone. I'm fasting next week.
Yeah.
On Wednesday. Let's come in ready and let's just crush it. I don't want to have to deal with anything.
Do you know you're sharp whenever you're sharp, or is it like in the moment you have no clue that it's happening?
Okay, in my defense, I feel like my face makes it way worse when I'm sharp. Because I can see people's reactions, and I'm like, I should probably fix my face
Yeah.
and re-say that.
Yeah.
Like you tell
So-
Carson, let's
Yeah, rewind. I have to take Carson. Okay, now let's start over. Let's
maybe
figure out how we
should start doing that with me whenever I get sharp. No.
So
Nah, I don't
so
think that would work.
So you don't could you imagine me or Simeon looking at you and saying, "Let's rewind that and handle that differently."
I'd probably be like,
No, let's
no.
fast forward.
Let's
Let's get back to it.
So do you know in the moment that you are being sharp, or do you look back
No.
and yeah.
I don't.
She is
I know that I am that kind of person, but in my mind, I am trying to get things done and I don't care about excuses. I'm
Yeah.
more of a, what's the solution? Let's move past like all the small talk
Yep.
stuff. Like I'm over
Who
it.
cares, right?
Yeah.
Let's figure it
Like,
out. Like
let's-
I don't want to hear
Yeah,
that.
like why even worry about it? Let's just
Yeah.
move
I'll say
on.
though, on her behalf, that she is, especially in our 3 years of marriage, she has gotten a gazillion percent better at being quick to apologize.
Awesome.
Like that, she is at first like there was no apology, like
Yeah.
nothing. It was just deal with it, you
Yeah.
know.
This is who I am.
Yeah,
Deal with it.
and not that wasn't said, but it
Sure.
was just implied. And then over time, like I think for my apologies, I've tried to do better on that too, and so in likewise, she has gotten so much. She's better at it than
One
I
of the
am
things
now.
Maddie and I talked about was during conflict resolution or during conflicts in the office. I can go home and because of where she is with a lot of the emotional stuff that she deals with, mental stuff she deals with, I find myself just not saying anything.
Yeah, I
And-
can get like that
and
for sure.
because I don't want to weigh her down at all. I don't want her to know, that I nothing. I just keep
Yeah.
it all tucked away.
Yeah,
And she's opposite. She's just bleh, throw it
Yeah.
up all over you, and it's okay. Let's get it out. Because it's better for you to get it out than for you to
yeah,
have to think through them. So get it out so that we can talk through those things. So Maddie and I, we struggle with that side of it
yeah,
where
same here. A
um,
couple weeks ago, we had
I was
a
thinking about
situation.
Monday
I don't remember
when
Monday, but
when I had a meltdown.
oh yeah,
yeah, on the way to work because
Yeah.
Yeah.
of why?
Well, it was the time of the month, of
Oh,
course.
there it is.
And then I ran out of the house barefoot because we were running late. I couldn't find anything to wear.
Sim told you get the right
And
shoes.
I did. I got
I
these
made
shoes.
sure she got
Listen,
Made sure,
I got
you know.
these shoes. They just
You see somebody running out their house barefoot, you
Barefoot.
know they got two different pair
one
of shoes.
ankle strap slid out of one of the shoes, and I just lost it. And then I was like, I don't have my phone. I didn't have my phone until I got to the church, and I pulled my phone out of my purse and actually had it.
What are some, like, in life and ministry in home life and balance, what is something that you would say this is a healthy habit that that we have installed or that you should install? Caleb is going to get married one day. He's madly in love, and he is going to get married one day. And in this moment, give him some healthy habits for making life more peaceful, more productive, better, healthier, whatever it may be. I'll share mine so that kind of give you some time to think.
Yeah,
Mine, Maddie and I talked about it last week, was it is healthy for us that in the morning we know we have a habit of who does what. So we know I take the dogs out every morning. There's an occasional morning where she,
yeah,
2 days ago, she woke up before me. She took the dogs out. I take the dogs out every morning. But it's also she feeds the dogs every morning.
yeah,
We knew when the kids were in school that I was helping them. I was waking them up. If they didn't wake up in the morning, Maddie was getting ready. She wasn't coming out to say, hey, wake up. We knew I was waking them up every morning. We knew I was the one helping them pack their lunches every day. So that we had a good morning. We have a good morning system of, we know this is what this person does, and I don't have to call you in the morning and go, hey, did you feed the dogs? Or hey, did you take dogs out? She knows I'm doing that, and I know
Yeah.
what she's doing as well. It's just been really healthy for us to know this is what is expected of me. This is what is expected of you, and let's do it.
yeah.
What about you guys? Healthy habits.
I think I mean, we're still working out the habits of like the day-to-day life stuff, but one thing that I just came to my mind was something that we've just started doing like within the past few months is like our Fridays is like kind of the day that we do something like for ourselves. So like Fridays she's been going to the beach, Fridays I've been going to play golf or playing basketball or whatever. And that's been really good for us because, before she came to the church, Fridays was my day. Like I did whatever I wanted to do on Friday, and
She hated it, and wasn't she
She's
jealous
I
of
was-
it?
jealous.
It was my stressful day. Like
Yeah.
it was because in construction, that's the day you
Everybody's trying to
pay
wrap up
pay
everything. They're trying to get all their
everybody.
jobs
Yeah.
finished. You're trying to,
Yeah.
all that stuff.
all the Spanish guys, which you had to figure out what they were saying because I don't speak Spanish. So it was just very stressful. And I'm like, the part of you that's like fleshly is like, he's at home doing nothing,
Yeah.
but it's his day off. He can do nothing if he wants.
Yeah.
But I think the frustration of that, and me and Maddie were actually talking about this the other day at the beach. It's been really cool just doing what we love on our day off and come back together when we're done. And
Yeah.
Yeah, agree.
It's been really
it's been
beneficial.
really healthy. Like I can feel the health, literally.
Because I valued that time, but when she started working at the church, I felt like I needed to value our time
Mhm.
because it was something that, this is really cool. We get Fridays together, but I didn't play golf for like 8 months because of that,
Yeah.
because of feeling like I couldn't like let that time go and almost felt bad. But now that we're at a healthy place, we've talked about it. Like it's something that we've communicated about.
Yeah, it's
And
like,
ha-
oh,
like-
this works.
Yeah.
You
I love
know?
it.
Having a thing that we can do. I mean, we've talked about this as well. I need an outlet.
Mhm.
Like I need something that I can just get into, and I'm a very
Why?
competitive person.
Why do you need an outlet?
You could ride the
I-
Peloton.
I think this is a good conversation. Why do you need an outlet?
I don't do a good job of releasing stuff. Like you were saying, like a couple weeks ago, we had a situation that I came home and I was just silent and didn't say much and definitely had an attitude, but didn't talk to her about it. And she like came at me, "Why are you like upset?"
Because to her, you're mad at her.
Yeah, and it had nothing to do.
But
with
in
her.
reality, you're actually trying to protect her by not.
Exactly.
And he's like goofy, like playing around all the time and stuff. And so
Like
I
you
could
can tell when I'm off.
I was
you
like,
know?
man, what did I do?
Yeah, and I had to apologize afterward because I popped off, like
Yeah.
because I was like just overwhelmed and stressed out, and I needed to like I probably needed to go outside and like cut grass or like do something,
Yeah.
But I just sat there and didn't, and it was because I didn't have an outlet that week. I hadn't played softball. I hadn't done anything, and I need that release of that stuff because in softball,
Caleb as well.
Yeah.
Caleb is a better human being when it's softballs. Now he has a rotten attitude sometimes on the field, but
Yeah.
but you do,
Yeah,
I do.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm good, dog.
Let-
New season of my
Hey,
life.
quick, get in that mic. He is in a new season. Tell him what your new season
At
is called.
Jarrett Collins. It's like water off a duck's back.
Water off the duck's back. That's his new season.
Yeah, I can't
So-
play kickball anymore because I get too aggressive.
Yeah.
Like I got yelled at for this guy came at me because I threw literally it was dodgeball for me,
Yeah.
and I can't play kickball
So,
anymore.
but Caleb is a better human, and
Yeah.
he's nicer. He's more fun to be around when it's softball season.
And Caleb's the same way. Like he
'Cause he
stores it
enjoys
up.
it.
Right,
You
he
do the
needs-
same thing. Like
Now they've gotten into pickleball.
yeah.
Like when Caleb is playing pickleball, that day I know he's coming home as a better. He needs that exercise. He
Yeah.
needs that outlet. He needs that.
Yeah. I do too. I mean I need to work out more. I need
Yeah.
to, I know all these things. I don't do them, but like I need that stuff.
Yep.
And when I have it, like I feel better. I am more energized. Like it's
Yeah.
just an escape. And knowing that there is real life you're coming back to, but that momentary escape is really healthy to where your mind just kind of settles down, and it's good for me.
I love it. How about you got any healthy habits? Something that y'all put in place that you say, man, Caleb, y'all should do this one day.
Get a Peloton.
I love it. It's so much fun.
You always loved working out, or is this like
Yeah,
this has
I
just
do.
always been a thing?
Yeah, it helps my mood. It's good for you. I mean, there's nothing negative about it, so I
Like,
love it.
Listen, it has changed. I can tell the days Maddie works out and the days she doesn't.
Yeah,
It makes
it's
her
just something
so
about
much.
it. Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't know
The
what it is, but yeah.
endorphins or whatever. Yeah, the Peloton 10 out of 10 recommend. I'm going strong.
Good.
Yes, I think
Shout
it's
out
awesome.
Peloton.
Yeah, yeah.
But it's like that's her outlet.
When do you work out? In the mornings, like before
No,
or
after work.
after work?
Yeah,
And
before dinner.
Maddie is early in the morning person, which I love because I get up and I, brush my teeth. I take the dogs out, and then
In the wintertime, I'm more apt to do it in the morning though.
Yeah.
Like get up early. In the summer, it's just so busy. I just need that extra sleep.
what is the hardest part about being the Simeon Sloan's wife? What is the hardest part about being the worship pastor's wife?
I think probably just sitting alone all the time, going to church alone, which is like I tell them all the time, I'm like that's one of the reasons I don't want to have kids because I'm like on Sunday mornings. It messes with me. I'm like, I'm gonna be all by myself. I can barely get myself there on time. But no, it's not being able to worship. But it in turn makes those moments that we get to, like at camp meeting and stuff like that, makes it super special
Mhm.
to me. But for my birthday last year, he took off so he could go to church with me, and it was the best day ever for me.
You're so dramatic with
And I
words
know.
sometimes, and I'm so intentional with words. There's no possible way in your entire life that was the best day ever in your life.
It was fun.
What's funny about her is like she genuinely like when she says stuff like that. I really truly feel like she
She meant that?
genuinely meant that. Like because she says that stuff all the
Yeah.
time. But when you try to call, I've done this. I've called her on it. I was like, "There's no way."
No way. That's
She was like, "But like for real?"
yeah.
Like, like
I
this
do it to
person
Maddie-
is
I
not
do it
your
to
best
Ma-
friend.
I do that to Maddie all the time. I'm like, there's no way. Caleb's terrible at it too. Caleb is very in the moment. Whatever it
Yeah.
may be. This is the best chicken sandwich I've ever had in my life, and I'm like, in all of your life, you're telling me that chicken sandwich right
Realist.
there. Yeah. I want to make sure words matter to me. I want to make sure you mean
Yep.
that is the best chicken. What was it? Was
So
one the
you
other
really
day.
mean this is your best friend?
Right
Right
this,
now.
This one
This
right
is your
now.
best friend.
This is because there's only one best.
There's one.
Danielle is my best friend that came and surprised
I've
me.
seen
She
that.
is my best
She is
friend.
the best friend that came and surprised you, or your
She is
best
my
friend.
best
Okay,
friend.
well, there you
Olivia,
go.
I have
She
seen
is.
you post "Happy Birthday" to my best friend 5 times this year.
Not me.
But
Not me.
it is that I'm very much like that with like people in my life. Caleb's terrible at it. Where he'll go, this is the
Worst. I'm
this
on
is
the bad side of
worst-
everything.
This is the worst drink I've ever drunk in my life.
Yeah.
And you're like, it's in all of your life. This is worse than he doesn't like unsweet tea. This is worse than unsweet tea.
Nope, nothing's worse than unsweet
Right,
tea.
and so then you get to okay, let's find out if you really mean that. So that's interesting that she actually says it and actually means it.
Yeah.
And he knows everybody too. That's hard. He can work a room. I cannot. I want to hide and just crumble like a pool of water in a room with a bunch of people.
Yeah.
Which is weird because I'm super outgoing and bubbly, but
I think it depends on the room.
Yeah.
I think
yeah.
the rooms that you and him are going into, like a general assembly, Sem walks into the room and has everything in common with all of the people in the room, so it's way easier for him to
go in
work
with like
the room
yeah.
with
Yeah.
confidence than it would be somebody like you.
yeah.
But flip side is if y'all walked into a Peloton retreat, he would have no clue, and you would be able to work the room.
That sounds like fun. Do they have those?
I don't know. Maybe you should Google it. See, it'd be fun. You know that's a struggle for her. Like
Oh,
that
yeah.
that is a challenge for her being
Yeah.
sitting there alone. I would think as the worship pastor's wife, people are watching her worship.
Mhm.
Unfortunately, I think they're you may not know this, so if you don't, close your ears. I think they're dissecting her worship because of you, and I think that's unfair to her, but I think people do it. Oh, why is she not worshiping? Does she not, does she not like this song? Does she not like, whatever?
Yeah.
Oh, it's,
And sometimes that
It's-
may be the case because I'm only human.
oh, it's this person
something
singing.
so
Is she,
messed up, I'm
is she
me,
mad
Maddie
at that
are-
person? You know what I mean? I mean, I think that's what, unfortunately for you and Maddie specifically, y'all get eyes watching y'all and how you respond to certain things that
Yeah.
he does or that I do
You can
that
feel eyes. Yeah,
Yeah.
you can. And I mean, it is what it is.
is what it is.
I like sitting on the
I will
front.
say this, like I'm super proud of how she worships.
Me too.
Because I pay
Me
attention
too.
to it. You
Me
know,
too.
I could care less what they think about it,
No,
but
agree.
like,
Definitely.
I'm
I
very
feel
proud
like
of.
I've never really cared. I say that I cared, but then when you're in the moment and you're actually worshiping, you really just, it doesn't matter
Agree.
what anybody thinks. So,
Agree completely.
yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
Yeah, I'm super aware of like I try to be super intentional, like at the end of services, like making sure that she knows that she's like number one, you know. So I go straight to her after church, and I get annoyed when she's not there and walks away, and you know, because that's my goal is to like find her.
Mhm.
And this is something that nobody really knows, but every time I walk off stage, I text her and say I love you. You know, just like literally every time I walk up to the top, that she's the first
after
person.
the worship.
Yeah, she's the
set.
first person I text. And you know, just small things like that that I try to be super intentional about.
And
That
I notice whenever he doesn't do like
yeah,
if it's not that you don't do it, if you take a
Late.
long time
Yep.
to do it. I'm
Yeah.
like, I notice it because he
Yeah.
does it so much.
Yeah.
so
awesome.
stuff like that. Now the room stuff, working rooms, that's hard. Like
Yeah.
that's what I've done my whole life. You know,
And
it's-
and one of the things I've gotten way better at through the years, you will grow into it. Maybe you're great at it, I don't know, but I would say you'll grow into it is when you're working the room, finding a way to drag her with you and her being, hey, have you met my wife Maddie? This is
Yeah.
Maddie, you know. And so I think that's something that especially like at General Assembly where she doesn't know anybody there,
yeah,
finding a way to, hey, I need to go talk to that person, but I also want to drag you with me so that I can introduce you to
Yeah.
that person or whatever. But it's part of ministry, part of life. So
yep,
it's challenging. Ministry and being in ministry together is challenging enough. Being in ministry and this being your job is even more challenging. All of the things that come into play with stuff like this, it's unique. It's a unique journey, unique process. So, anyways, love you guys. Appreciate you.
Love
Thanks for
y'all.
hanging out with us. All right, click here for next video. Click here to subscribe. Am I close right there? All right, cool.
You can be.
Love you guys. Peace.
Peace.
Let's go.
Bye.
Bro, y'all need some.